Welcome to the KDFL Dynasty Football Podcast. It's me, Brett Steele, and joining me back this week is Jonathan Detroit Haynes.
Yo, 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 what a weekend. What a weekend.
It's not, it's not working at all.
Yeah.
No.
Well, hail to the victors.
There we go.
Okay. All right. I just had to get it in. Sorry.
Oh, it's the flawless production of the KDFL podcast. Zen for one is not here. He's taking his last sabbatical break, I am hoping, of the season, as we only have 3 weeks left after this week in the KDFL podcast. So the next 3 weeks after this one, it should be all three of us, I think. But I think I've said that the last 4 weeks in a row now, and it has not been.
And it has not worked. Nope.
But we have plenty to talk about today. The KDFL playoff race is heating up. Before we get into all that in our NFL discussion, we must go over what happened in KDFL Week 13. Detroit, take it away.
Yes, we start out with the defending champs, the Evil Empire hosting the Cross Vegas Gamblers. The Evil Empire they're on over a decade run of just pure dominance over this league. Everyone's tired of them. Gamblers been struggling, but we don't play games on paper here. We play them. We play them on the computer. We just add them up. See? Anyways,
That's true.
the Evo Empire came in averaging about 257 points a game, while the Gamblers have been averaging 208 points. The Gamblers did not get a lot from their offensive skill players this week besides Jalen Hurts and Jamar Chase. Jalen with 19, Chase with 20. Everyone else under 10 points, basically. The Gamblers, they came out throwing with Bo Nix. He got him a whole big 11 points. DJ Moore, 24 points. Aiden AOC with 22 points. My gosh, he outscored CJ Stroud and Jalen Hurts. Amazing. And that's
Amazing.
right, folks. A huge upset. The Gamblers take down the Evil Empire to give them their second loss of the season, 229 to 224.
Fun note about that, it was talked about in the KDFL, but this was a very pointless victory for the Gamblers and a very hurtful one for the Evil Empire, as the Evil Empire has the Gamblers' first round pick.
Yeah, let's
So it
not
was
talk
a
about
little bit
that.
of a double. It was a little bit of a. I mean, the trade was good. The freaking Bo Nix. All right, it worked out.
Yeah.
But so a little bit of a what we call it, a double whammy in that one for the Evil
Did it
Empire.
really work out though? I mean,
We don't know. Because your mouse brain right now is like he just had 11 points. Like he just had one bad game. So like the
well,
pick.
I just meant, yeah, he got a franchise quarterback, but he's 4-9 on the season. So, anyways,
Well, now he's 5-8.
no, he's 4-9.
He's 5-8.
Okay, well,
I'm staring at it.
my bad. You are correct. My bad. My bad.
Next, we go to the true dumpster fire case in the KDFL this year. Let's go to St. Albans and visit those logoless sinners on ESPN as they host the Roxalana Renegades, who, as this podcast has predicted, are absolutely surging into the postseason. Let's get it started with on Thanksgiving night. Overshone for the Cowboys. Their new defensive phenom leads all scores for the Sinners with 28, but he is nearly matched by the growing legend that is Zachary Bond for the Eagles and now for the Renegades. Once he got out of that shadow in Elkview, he is truly blossoming now as he leads all scores for the Renegades with 25 of his own. Derwin James Jr., a tale as old as time, continues to produce, and he scores 25 to continue the Renegades' defensive effort. Mike Evans, say it now. I think when we look back on what was the 2024 KDFL trade deadline, everybody will wonder, why did no one go pay for Mike Evans? I have no choice but to blame the Sinners, probably asking too much. So Mike Evans just wastes away his final meaningful weeks of his career on the centers. But he scores 26. Nice job. Joe Mixon continues to look very impressive after he came back from injury with 22 for the Renegades. And Sam Darnold kind of sheds off the pumpkin a little bit with 22 of his own. But this one was never close. Renegades keep on rolling, beat the Centers 262 to 207.
Nice. Next, we have the Kanawha County Kings at home taking on the Zen Masters. The Kings came into this as the second highest scoring team in the KDFL, but yet they only had a 6-6 record. Lucky for them, the Zen Masters were coming to town. They came in at 4-8. Not a very good year for them. They got 29 points though from Caleb Sharman Williams. That's right, he's Sharman because he is super soft because he's a
You have
crybaby.
to explain it.
He's a crybaby. But they also have the Zen Masters have Brock. I might be the best tight end in the league. Bowers already with 30 points. Kenneth Murray, linebacker, 21 points. Monster games all over the place for the Zen Masters as they pull out their second highest scoring points of the year with 254. Unfortunately, that just wasn't enough. As the Kings, they got big games. They had 5 players with over 20 points, led by Lamar Jackson with 27, and the Kings are finally over 500 with a 268 to 254 win.
I think they have been over five. Okay.
We're
Next,
just rolling with it, man.
We're crushing it. That's right. We're crushing it. All right. Next, let's go to Elkview, where the Dogtown Dobermans look to
I
clinch.
don't like. Wait a minute. I don't like being fact checked as we go on this. I
I
mean,
know. I
I
know
didn't
you
sign up.
people typically don't like to be fact checked.
Dang it, I fell right into that one. All right.
I mean, what do you want me to do? As the Dobermans look
Oh, did you?
to clinch the division
By the way, I
against
need you to
the
check Discord.
Philadelphia River Rats. I know. I don't think he's
Uh,
gonna, but we'll see. He's
okay.
more than welcome to pop in.
All right.
The Dobermans are being hosted by the River Rats. Josh Allen leads all scorers in this one with 30 points. He was dominant as always, but the Elkview River Rats pride and joy, their future. Jaden Daniels scores 30 of his own. Bucky Irving continues to look extremely impressive. This time, essentially on one hip, scores 28.3 points. The number that stands out to me for obvious reasons. I don't know who this is. Rose Boom for the River Rats. I've never seen that name before. I'm usually not cut off cards by names on these, but I've never seen that one. He scores 22. And Joe Burrow. Again, we're going back to that classic Dobermans game headed by Allen and Burrow as Burrow pours in 21 of his own from that Bengals Steelers shootout. Finally, Jordan Love matched as well with 21 of his own for the River Rats. This devil was in the details in this matchup as the Dobermans continue just to nickel and dime points against the River Rats as they win somewhat easily and clinch the mid division 262 to 206.
Yeah, I need to fact check myself already because I just realized I said the Evil Empire earlier in the episode were the defending champs. I think
Yeah,
I said that.
I don't know.
They are not the defending
You've
champs
been on a roll so
because,
far. The
yeah,
Michigan fight song on has been amazing.
yeah, well, would we want it anyway else? Let's be honest.
Let's
All right.
go.
Next game, we had the defending champions. I apologize to you, Mike. I was already giving credit to Clark because he's won so many titles. I'm sorry, I get them all mixed up. Anyways, the Midnight Riders, the defending champs, came in with a 5-7 record. While the Mega Powers came in winning 4 of 5, Mega Powers getting huge gains from Tua, new acquisition with 27 points. He also had 22 from
Expect
Trey
this.
McBride, 21 from Anthony Richardson. And this, folks, it's that point of the show where I try to pronounce someone's name.
Oh, what we
So,
got?
the Mega Powers linebacker with 31 points. I'm going to say his name. I believe from the Colts is Zaire Franklin?
Zaire.
Zaire. Okay, well, he led the team with
Thought we
31
were going to stumble on Franklin there for a second.
As the Midnight Riders got 25 points from Najee Harris and 20 from Tyreek Hill, but it just wasn't enough. So the bad year for the Midnight Riders continues as they now have their second 4-game losing streak of the year. They lose to the Mega Powers who are now won 5 of 6, 264 to 236.
This is what you do. This is Detroit in a nutshell. Fumbling, bumbling, stumbling all over himself, and then he just gives you some random second 4 game losing streak. I didn't even know I've won 5 of 6. I don't even know if it's true. I've won 5 of 6. I had no idea. He just gives you these random factoids. Absolutely incredible. All right, let's wrap up week 13 and go to what has been an all-time year for game of the weeks. Just an all-time year for these selections. So let's go to Hurricane, where the Lumberjacks at 7-5 are being hosted by the Hurricane Wampus Cats. Wampus Cats trying to keep their season alive in this game. Bijan Robinson, 20 carries plus, leads all scorers with 26 for the Lumberjacks. James Cook looked phenomenal in his Sunday game in the snow with 19 of his own. Bryce Young, what are we talking about here? He now has 25 points, looks good yet again. Cortez Walker with 19 of his own for the Wampus Cats. Devon Achane continues to do what he does with Tua back in the lineup with 21. And TJ Watt, I don't understand. We're going to talk about the Gator roll. Is it dirty? Is it not? I thought it was. Now it's not. Now it's the right technique. I'm completely lost by this. He scores 19 for the Hurricane Wampus Cats. And we have another one on stat correction watch as the Wampus Cats win this one 258.68 to 257.38. And if this does get stat corrected, the Wampus Cats are done, and the 6 teams in the KDFL playoffs are set. So keep an eye out for that later this morning, Thursday morning, later this morning, as we're in right now. You see the sun's coming up again right now. It's very bright, but we'll keep an eye out for this. And that is it for your KDFL Week 13 results. Maybe our best recap.
It's classic me.
Every time I think our recap can't get more off the rails, we top it.
Yes.
Absolutely beautiful. All right. What do we got? Let's talk a little NFL first. Gator roll. I thought it was dirty. I thought you can't grab the legs and roll. And then I'm listening to JJ Watt on Pat McAfee, and he says it's the right technique. It's picture perfect technique.
No, I thought gator rolls were illegal. Maybe I'm
And he
wrong.
clearly grabs the legs and rolls. I don't know what I'm talking about in these.
Well, everybody knows that.
Well, I'm just going off of what I've been like. I don't know. I see it and it looks bad because it's like, why would you do such a thing? But and then I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
confused.
it almost looks like when you see one of those, it's like it looks like your intent is to try to hurt them.
It does. I don't know. I get there has to be another reason for like TJ Watt doesn't have a history of being dirty from anything I've ever seen. Um, there has to be a reason for it. I just don't know what it is. But I was like, what are we talking about? I thought when I see that, I thought it was always bad when you do that. But
Yeah.
speaking of dirty teams, dirty players, dirty coaches, how about those Lions? Let's
You
talk about
shut
them.
you shut your mouth.
Let's
How
talk
dare
about.
you? Hey, I'm sorry that Mr. Sharman is going to complain about getting hit. That's the second time I think he's gotten hit like that going out of bounds. Um, he pulls up. He like eases up, and
Yeah, you
that's like
can't
the
pull up.
most. That was like the most awkward slide too. I'm tired
I
of this guy.
said that I could see why he would get pissed because to him all he sees is I'm getting hit in the knees.
I still think
Um,
that would have been in his thigh, me personally.
I
But
mean, he all he feels is the hit, and the hit is at his knee.
he's a
You think he's
baby.
supposed to get hit and be like, I did drop a little bit.
Go
That
paint your
sucks.
nails. Go paint your nails and just whatever. Can't stand this
Um,
clown.
I got another question for you that I don't understand. You watch these broadcasts, and it's Romo or it's Brady, and you'll hear like Jared Goff yell out Picasso. I think another quarterback maybe yells out Rembrandt or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And Brady or Romo will say, he's yelling that out. He's going to a draw. That's what that means. He's naming artists, artist draw, yeah, 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 blah. Right? It makes sense. My whole thing is, and I don't understand this. If they know that,
How does the defense not know?
this I don't get like I feel dumb when I talk about this because clearly like if they know it, why does the defense not know it?
I would I would think that they would.
I don't get.
I would think that it can't be that simple. It can't
It
be that
can't be
simple.
right. It just can't be. It's
Yeah.
like Nicolas Cage. Can it really be that simple? Second clue. Um, First clue is definitely not the music working. Just so you know. Um, but I just the Gibbs thing is pretty bad. But I mean, it's just not bad. It's not
Yeah.
like some unforgivable thing. Now, if if a giant fucking turnover happens because somebody doesn't hear the right call that they've changed, somebody gets confused, then it's all time nightmare. But
Yeah.
I don't
I
that's that's pie in the sky stuff.
I don't think it's that. I mean, yes, it's not ideal. I think that if they're dumb enough not to change stuff because of that, then that's on them.
Especially you're getting ready to see teams for the second time,
Yeah.
like the Packers Thursday later today.
Well, I'm like, I I know I'm always the negative one when it comes to my team.
You are a
I really think we're gonna lose tonight.
little banged up.
Oh my gosh. I think we have four guys starting that were on practice squad teams. It's not a, it's not good. It's not good. We have to just outscore them tonight. It's gonna have to be one of those games where you just
Flawless use of
outscore
the
them.
tonight. I mean, I know it's not hard to know what day it is, but that was flawless use of tonight there.
Yeah,
Just so you know.
I'm always good
What
at
happened
that.
in the first meeting? What happened in the first meeting versus Green Bay? I can't remember.
We beat them pretty decently, I
Well,
think.
your only loss is Tampa, right? So yeah,
Yeah, and even that game we kind of blew. We
that
had all
game was
those
week two.
we
I
had all those
remember that. So
shots
frustrating
down
for me
at
to
the goal
watch.
line and
Yes,
just
I
couldn't
was like,
do
what are
it.
we doing? Yeah, yeah. Do you? All right, another Detroit fan on the couch. Do you get frustrated or annoyed by the Ben Johnson talk of him
No,
next year head coach?
obviously I don't want him to go, but with this kind of success, you have to expect it. So it doesn't bother me.
I remember being annoyed by it because the Shanahan situation was weird because it's like we still have a job to do. Like he needs to stay
Yeah.
focused and like do this. But the Shanahan situation was weird because not only did we know he was leaving, it felt like we knew what team he was going to, like very early.
I st yeah, I still hate how the NFL does the whole hiring process. While there's you can you can do an interview like the first week of the playoffs, but after that, if you're still in it, you can't. I just don't think that's
Yeah.
fair to the coaches. They should have some kind of rule like, all right, we can't hire anybody or talk to anybody until the playoffs are over.
Yeah.
That's just me. I
Yeah.
mean,
I mean,
because
you would be putting everybody on an even playing field then.
you're not really doing anything during those playoffs. You can't sign anybody. You can't do anything. So I think that should be the rule, but whatever.
All right.
What
I
do
mean,
I
I
know?
get it. I get it because you want to hit the ground running, like building a new culture and all that stuff. But it would also make sense to put everybody on the same page from a hiring standpoint.
Yeah. Uh,
Um,
as for the rest of that Thanksgiving games, that Cowboys game was just awful,
it
terrible.
was.
The night game wasn't really that much better.
It was just everybody just. It felt like everybody just did what we expected them to do. Dolphins sucked in the
Yeah,
cold. Cowboys edged it out over the Giants with Cooper Rush. Bears blew it.
yeah.
Like
Black
the Bears
Friday,
kept it closer. They came back,
yeah,
but
that was
the
just
Black Friday
stupid,
game got close.
and they got screwed because the
I don't think
NFL,
they
you
didn't
know how
get
they,
screwed.
yeah, well, some say they did.
No,
We
but
have a couple. Well,
I
we
saw Herb
actually have
Street tweet out what happened or
we we have
what he was told what happened.
we have one loyal listener and one that refuses to watch it that would disagree with you.
Gives us phantom listeners listens.
Yes, yes. So I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's like when the Patriots are good. We all look at. I mean, because those are usually the primetime games, so there's so
Mhm.
much focus on those games. It just seems that those teams always get the benefit of the calls. So
It does. I'm going to turn into like a Chiefs apologist, but it's also the fact that they're always in the spot to win
yeah,
or to be in the spot. But okay, this is the Herb Street treat. This is what I was told. I thought it was a dead ball foul as well, but look at this. And he quotes it under 2 minutes. If the offense never gets set before the snap, it's a false start if and only if the clock is running. If the clock is stopped, as it was here, then it's an illegal shift and you can have a live ball.
well, what the issue I had with it, you can clearly see the ref was blowing his whistle and
Yeah, but then they
waving.
come together and they go over that, I'm
Yeah,
guessing.
but the ball was still loose at that time.
Oh, okay.
That's
I mean,
what I'm
it's
saying.
terrible. Like, don't get me wrong. Like,
Yeah.
but I said this, and I know nobody wants to hear this after they take a tough loss. If it was any other team, like no matter if the Falcons were like terrible as could be, and Michigan's another good example. I don't want to lose to the Saints. Like I don't want it to be the
Right.
Saints. This is a good loss where your team looked good, the defense looked a lot better, and you keep your draft integrity, like your pick. But if it was any other team, like if happens to them playing like the daggone Seahawks or something, it's like, oh, that really sucks. We got screwed, but that's we keep it rolling.
Yeah.
It's the Chiefs is what really, really makes it stink.
All right, we gotta move on. So let's talk about it. Let's
What
talk
are we
about
talking
your
about now?
team. We gotta talk about your team.
Falcons?
Yeah, we're on to the Sunday games, one
Look,
o'clock games here.
I got no loyalty to this. Like, if he's done it, he can't move, and the offense looks better under Penix, then let's do it. Let's make the switch. Like, I've prepared my brain for this. I prepared the mega powers for this. I have done everything to make this a smooth transition. So if it looks better, and he can, the problem is he can't move. Like
Yeah.
that is the issue. It's not his brain. It's not his arm. He can't move, and it is causing a lot of problems because I saw Orlovsky and Mina Kimes talk about it. You're not fooling
Ah,
anybody running play action stuff like that out of the pistol. Doesn't
you would
work.
listen to that. I got a question for you real quick.
Yes,
Is
you're
it too
smart.
bright? Is it too bright on
You
my
have a line
screen?
going right down the middle.
Yeah, I noticed that.
It looks
What's
amazing.
what is going on here?
It's just moving. It's just I don't know. I look like $1 million as always.
No, you don't. Oh, by the way, this right
Oh,
here, this bag right here, that's my Grinch outfit for Christmas.
I love it.
Literally. All right, let's see
I
if I
love it.
can move around here a little bit. Get that. That line's not moving. All right.
It's not.
Well,
All
that's a
right.
little better.
But if we move, but I mean, he has to play well in Minnesota, or I think it will be done. Like I think
Yeah.
he'll have to be. He has to play well in Minnesota. Minnesota can be affected by the quick passes. The problem is when this man gets sacked, he explodes. Like it is like it is not like just a calm go down. Like the worst thing ever happens. Like everybody's like sack fumble. Like I don't know. Like it's the craziest thing. Like and we got on the Ritter for turning the ball over so much. But he's turning the ball over like crazy. 4 interceptions. Like
Yeah.
we held the Chargers under like 200 yards in offense. Like it was fine. We sacked Herbert 5 times. We had 10 sacks going into the game in 12 weeks, and we sacked him 5 times and still can't win.
Yeah. Well, my boy Harbaugh's got those Chargers 8-4.
8-4. Looking at now, the Falcons schedule, just like the Bucs schedule, eases up after this week. The remaining 4 games after this week are Raiders, Giants, Commanders, and Panthers. But
Who you got
Commanders
this
aren't
week?
easy. Vikings in Minnesota.
Oh gosh,
Yeah,
please win.
I think we could, but I know Mr. Sean Gar will be in attendance, and I will be in Tampa at that game. So I will be on my phone watching, of course,
Nice.
like
You
an
and your
idiot.
you and your love for Tampa Bay games.
That's ridiculous. The Raiders fans have coaxed me into this, but um,
Is Roach
not
coming down for that one?
Roach is coming down for that one.
I can't believe I said his name. He doesn't even watch the show.
It's a treat to us.
Anyways,
Niners, are we? Are they done?
I think so. Well, then again, that division
That's what
sucks.
I'm saying. They were 2 games back.
But I think they have the worst
Their schedule's awful.
division. Well, they have the worst division record, I think, in that division.
Right. I
So
think they're going to have to get like they have to get 1 game up, pretty
yeah.
much. Which they have. I mean,
So
they have games coming still. I don't know their exact situation. I know their
yeah,
schedule sucks, and
they're one and
um,
three in the division. So I mean, they're gonna lose all kinds of tiebreakers.
you get that to 3-3,
I mean, I guess.
and
I mean,
then
I
their
mean, yeah.
schedule remaining is Bears, Rams. So they have the Rams. They don't have the Seahawks again. That is the problem. That's it.
I mean, I don't really think it's a
But
problem
they
with the
split with the
Seahawks.
Seahawks.
The Seahawks aren't great.
Well, I
None
mean,
of
so
those
they're
teams
two
are
games
good.
back. They're 2 games back from them.
Right.
But Bears, Rams, Dolphins, Lions, Cardinals. That's tough. That's not easy.
Yeah.
That's tough. But I do think they're going to beat the Bears this week.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anything
they're
else?
just uh
NFL. It's a pretty boring
eh,
week. Like everything just kind of happened like we thought it would happen.
poor Bengals. I mean, oh wait, the Eagles. The Eagles look good.
Eagles are good. It's looking like, I mean, everybody's going to be talking about Eagles Lions right now for the NFC for the moment.
I honestly think if it's Philly gets the 1 seed, I think they're going.
Hey, you
I,
can't go to Philadelphia and win.
there might be this narrative out there about a certain player playing outside, and especially in
Oh
winter.
yeah.
I don't want to say who
Where are they
because
at? Two losses right now?
the Eagles, yeah, but
Yeah.
they're Lions are only Lions are 7-1 in the conference. The Eagles are 6-2. So, did you hear that noise?
Okay. No.
My cat just knocked over something. But anyways,
Okay.
yeah, I have to say the Eagles are they're looking really, really good. But all right.
I mean, it ebbs and flows. Like you don't want to peak so early.
Yeah, and I just think the Lions have way too many injuries. You can't be just throwing all these practice squad guys on there and expect to
This
keep
Sunday,
doing what
this
you're doing.
Thursday, later today is in Lambeau, right?
Yes, tonight. No,
Tonight
no,
is in
tonight.
Lambeau.
No, tonight's in Ford Field.
Oh, okay. Well, that helps.
Yeah. The only thing
Oh,
that's
I
going in
remember
the line.
the earlier game in Lambeau now.
Yeah. The only thing working for the Lions, besides their good offense, is their secondary's pretty much healthy now. So,
Brian Branch, baby.
yeah, but our linebackers are beat up, our D line's beat up. So,
Uh, the Branch Brankets got you flying around. Love it. Love
yeah.
it. Love it. All right. Do we have anything else to talk over?
No, besides you suck. That's about it.
Okay. Awesome. You don't have a little sign behind you
I had to
this
throw that
time.
in early. Hey,
All right, let's look up. Let's go switch KDFL here now. Throw the results up on the big board. Now, this is
oh,
assuming the Wampus Cats hold, but Detroit goes forward to the Zenful one goes forward to yours truly continues to dominate his KDFL picks and goes 5-1. Now in that gives me a 2 game lead over Matt, and Detroit is 11 games back at the moment. Getting a little tight to catch in the KDFL picks, but on the NFL side, it is much the opposite. Detroit missed Miami plus 3.5 versus Green Bay. Mac nailed both of his picks, which was Chicago plus 9.5 versus Detroit, and then the Vegas Kansas City under 42.5. And then I hit Houston -4 versus Jacksonville. Me and Detroit pushed, oddly enough, on Arizona and Minnesota over 45. So that leaves Detroit with a record of 14, 11, and 1. Matt at 14 and 12, and me at 12, 13 and 1. So we are very close to that 400 or 500 line. Just have to keep it going. Going.
that's
All right.
right.
So back to us now, and let's pull up KDF. Just give me, same as we've been doing, just a matchup that you're looking forward to in this as I get this going here. I can't remember what I had first. Let's see. Brilliant. This is always my smoothest part of every show. Me doing this and get it on here and Gamblers and Renegades. Let's see. All right. And let's share it up. People at home are loving every minute.
It's a good lover boy song.
You can tell that we are, oh, that's going in.
I just threw that in.
Uh,
That's a song from the early 80s.
we're going in with Loverboy. It'll confuse the people. All right, let me know when you can see what I got going on. Let me know that
I
you
can,
can see Gamblers and Renegades.
I got it.
All right, now Zipper One left us notes. Some of these notes
Ah, he
we'll
did.
improvise with.
I can confirm that these are legitimately the Zen Master's notes.
These are notes. Some of these aren't the most making of sense, so we might audible on a couple of them. But overall, he left us some good stuff here. Uh, First, let's go. We're trying to go in order of importance of what matters here. Now, the Renegades have a 99% chance of going to the postseason. We figured out the 1%. It's very, very, one, he has to lose this game. And you look at these spreads right now, the gamblers are hit pretty tough by the week 14 buys. They're coming off the biggest win of their season, taking down the Evil Empire. The Zenful one has picked the Renegades to get the win in this one, pretty much, in dominant fashion. Detroit, take it away with your thoughts on this one here.
Yeah, this is it's like a 45 point spread. Uh Gamblers are just crippling to the finish line here. Let's go with Aiden O'Connell.
Tampa Bay
The
defense.
Yeah, I mean he's going against that Tampa defense. he had 22 points last week, which is his highest output of the year. He's only really played in about 5 games, but they project him with 15 points. Do you think he can match that?
I think he goes over that. I think he goes north of 20.
Really? All right.
Yes.
I don't think he's going to. I think he's going to have a really bad game. I'm going with the
Okay.
under.
All right.
As for the Renegades, excuse me. Um, let's go with TJ Hawkinson going against your Atlanta Falcons. He's only been back for about 6 weeks now. He's averaging about 10 points a game. He's projected to hit 11. Can Atlanta's defense keep him in check and keep him under that average or the
All right.
projection?
It's going to sound a cop out. I say yes because Justin Jefferson and Addison are going to eat us a lot.
Okay. Uh,
Lad
I'm going.
McConkey had 1,000,000 points last week, and Will Disley had 0.
I'm going to go with the over. I think TJ's getting a touchdown this week,
Okay.
and
I
my
like it.
pick is I'm going to go with the Renegades.
Yeah. Two predictions for this. I'll keep it quick. I don't think the bar is very high, right? No. Well, it is because he just had 22. I'm going to predict that Mac Jones
Mac
beats
Jones.
that beats the 22 points from last week going against Tennessee. He's only projected 13.5. Honestly, when the time I thought of this up, I didn't know he scored 22 last week. So we'll give him that he beats the projection. I don't know if he'll beat 22 points, but we'll give him that he beats the projection of 13 and a half. And then man, I've been obsessed watching T. Higgins. I want to continue to see him. I think he's going to continue to dominate, and we'll see where he ends up next year. I mean, I know we're kind of putting a bow on the regular season this week for fantasy, but T. Higgins against Dallas, Jamar Chase gets all the attention. T. Higgins produces. Let me see. I think he's going to beat that projection of 17 and a half. What do you think?
I think he's going to beat that.
Yeah. All
So
right, give me the Renegades getting the win, moving to 9-5, and securing, I guess, what would be the 4 seed because he can't win the division, so he would be the locked in 4 seed. Yes, there is no way that he can fall lower than that. That is correct. Okay, next, let's go to the Sinners, godforsaken team.
this is the funniest one.
Sinners,
If you look at the
godforsaken. Do you get it?
yes,
Um, Evil Empire. Sinners. Let's see. What did the Zenful one say? Oh, yes, this is a great one. He said, and I quote, I will state it again. The Sinners need to be relegated to their own league next year, where I assume the Sinners just play themselves over and over every week, like the little
well,
Nicky punishment it would be. He's picking Evil Empire to get the win.
okay, let's not get talking about regulating owners out of this league because you know me, I've wanted a couple people out of this league forever. I throw
Jesus
it out there. I
Christ.
don't care.
My God.
Whatever. Um, looking at this matchup, it is hilarious looking at the advantages.
My
The
God.
Evil Empire have every single one except for a defensive back.
Taron Johnson
Look,
carrying the
look, look,
weight of the Sinners.
look who he's got him going against in that matchup.
DeMar. My
The
God.
man that died on the field for us.
Yes.
I mean,
He
all right.
definitely died for
Anyways,
us.
in this matchup, let's go with Travis Kelsey. Going against the Chargers is a division game. I had no clue that he was the fourth fantasy tight end this year. I thought that was a lot worse than that. Tight end must be really down this year. So, do you
Not
think?
that bad.
I
He
mean,
dominated for a while when
he had a
Pacheco was
three.
out.
I know I'm
Look at
looking.
these games.
He had a 3 week period, but look at the rest. They're not like great. I mean,
We,
12 and 14. That's just
well,
kind
I
of
mean, yeah,
average.
right.
So, anyways, I guess that's why Brock Bowers is the best tight end in the league.
Yes.
Anyways, you're welcome, Matt. Don't ever say I never say nice thing about your players. Anyways, do you see Travis scoring more than 15 points against the Chargers this week?
I do not. Kyle Pitts did not have a single catch.
Are we saying Kyle Pitts is the same thing as Travis Kelsey? Did you
No.
just say that?
But by the way, real quick, I mean, we already passed the daggone Renegades. I'm over Kyle Pitts. I'm done with it. Like he'll be
Okay.
whatever. Like he might never be any more than Jermaine Gresham at this point. Like
Yeah.
I saw too many plays where could have had a little bit of effort. He probably wouldn't have caught, but just a little bit of effort, and he just seemingly gives up. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is, but I pretty much wash hands. Please don't give him his option. Like, let's just move along. All right.
I,
Sorry.
all right. For the
I meant to say
Sinners,
that earlier.
okay, well, thank you for clarifying.
You're
I'm letting
welcome.
everybody know. The
Yes.
Sinners, there's not much to get excited about on this team. Some people say that they've been tanking. I don't know who those are, but I know some people have been saying it. Mike Evans, this man, whenever he plays, just seems to be amazing. It does say he's questionable, but I feel like that's
He's
him
gone.
every game. Uh, do you see him getting more than 15 points that he is projected? That's actually
Yes, I
his
do.
average too.
Yes, I do.
I do too. That man is just, he's
I,
great.
s- I said it in the
I have to say.
rundown. I think we're going to look back and be like, why did no team? I know a lot of teams are strong at wide receiver, and I can't remember what the asking price was, but some teams should have went and got Mike. Like that's dynasty malpractice that this guy is on this team to end his effectiveness. Maybe he's effective again next year. I don't know, but also,
Yeah.
he needs 100. He needs roughly like 98.9 or whatever yards per game to have his 11th straight 1,000 yard season. And I think Baker, we know, is the type that will try to focus on that. So I do see him getting over 15.
All right. I don't know if I said it, but definitely going with the Evil Empire.
Look at this. This is another one that both teams are just trying to get to the end of the season. I will take the Evil Empire as well. Okay, next. I didn't know you were going to do the over under thing. I'm glad you're doing it, but that means I'm not going to stop and do it as well. So that's good.
Okay.
Next, let's go to Nakati, where the Mega Powers at 8-5 are traveling just 2 hours north to Nakati to take on the 4-9 scoring well recently. Zen Masters, and this note was diabolical from the Zenful one. He goes with the Mega Powers, but says it will be a close one, and Burt will be super pissed off watching Brock and Max Crosby dominate in person in Tampa.
All right. Nice. Uh, yes, the Mega Powers, kind of a surprise team this year, I would say. Except for you. I always think your team's great.
The
I,
commish picked me number one,
oh,
just so you
okay.
know.
Well, I'm kind of surprised by it. Your team's played really well this year. Uh, I don't know how, but somehow you've done it.
This
I
guy.
mean, let's be honest here, Brett. You're one, two, three, four.
Hold on now.
Wait. You're only
I'm fifth in
fifth.
points.
You're fifth in points. Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's respectable.
I'll give you that.
No
Um,
Nico Collins, no quarterbacks, no Pacheco.
this
What
is
the
true.
heck?
This is true. Let's go with James Conner this week, going against the Seahawks.
God, let's talk about James Carter.
He
That's a
just
perfect
signed
pick.
he signed a new contract. He's been averaging 15 points a game, and he's projected to score 17 this week against the Seahawks. I think
Okay.
he's going to go over that number.
All right, let's talk about James Conner real quick because he was a trade target of mine. There's two reasons why he was a trade target. One or three reasons. Sucked at running back, absolutely awful. Rashad White's time is ticking, but and Bucky Irving continues to take more and more work from him. Number one. Number two, Pacheco goes down. Number three, you don't sign 30-year-old running backs. All right, you just don't do it. You don't re-sign them. But I knew that the Cardinals was an organization that would do such a move. That was one of the reasons why I targeted him. And the other reason, the running back schedule for the Cardinals is the easiest weeks 14 through 17 in the NFL. But I say all that to say this: it does not look good when he gets the ball right now. It looks slow. It looks like he goes 2 yards, and it looks like Rashad White. If I'm being honest, he goes 2 yards just into a big pile of people, and it's like fighting through heaven and earth to get this point 4 points for me. And I just gotta hope that he gets a little bit more receiving work. I know his carries have went down in recent weeks, his opportunities have went down, but let's get in the end zone, please, Bubba. Let's get some catches in the end zone. If he gets near that projection this week, I will be so happy. I'm going to go under just because of what I've actually watched, but I do think he's in line for, 13, 14 points.
All right. Okay. As for the Zen Masters, let's do something a little bit different here. And it was brought up in the notes that the Zen Masters talked about. Let's talk about Max Crosby.
Max Crosby, I knew you were going to do it.
It's
Oh,
averaging 11 points on the year. They're saying he's only going to get nine. His last two games, he has reached 11 points. So, do you think he does that against Tampa and yeah,
um,
I can't think of his name, Baker Mayfield. Sorry.
uh, Max doesn't really have. He has. I would call him for a lineman position in this league. It's very tough to be consistent, and this looks like one of the most consistent players in the league. He only has one huge game of 22 points in week two. Everything else has been right around that 9 to 12 mark. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, I
against
think
Baker, I don't think so. I think Baker gets the ball out. He does a
yeah, I
lot
do
of dump
too.
offs.
I think
But
Max gets
Baker also
doubled and
tries to
triple teamed a
extend.
lot.
He
Yeah,
tries to extend the plays, so I don't know. That's tough. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna go under.
I'm going over. I think he
Okay.
gets him a couple times this week.
Real quick, let me turn the light because the sun went behind a cloud this Thursday morning. Another cloudy Thursday morning here. It's very
That's
rare. This is
crazy.
insane.
That's crazy. Well,
Don't fall.
anyways, I'm going to take the Mega Powers this week as they take down their brother there in Florida.
Look, the Mega Powers are on the verge of their first division title, and I don't even know how long. Probably since 2016, if that. I feel like it might have been a wild card team. I don't know if I've ever won a division, to be honest. Um, 9 wins would be a franchise high. It only took the NFL going to 14 games to make that possible. Um, we'll see. I think this will be. I think Matt's prediction was exactly correct. I'm taking the Mega Powers, but I think neither, or I do not think I'm going to score 235. Let me say that. If I had to predict a score for this, I'm going to say 215 to 210, somewhere around in that. Because my team is built around the linebackers, and all three are on bye this week. So Franklin and tag on Speed and Frankie Lavu. So that sucks. And then no Nico as well. So we are struggling. I need Kirk to do something in Minnesota. Please, dear God, don't have negative points. Okay. Next, let's move to the Kings. Now the Kings are in almost a must win.
Yeah.
I don't think they're in a must win. No, they're not, but it's close. Let me see. Hold on.
Well, this is great.
I'm worried
This
about the
is
Wampus Cats. The Wampus Cats is my I'm thinking. No, because if the Wampus Cats lose, don't they fall to 7-7?
yeah. The Kings are the 5 seed. The Cats are the six
But what
seed.
happened in the Wampus Cats
I
and
don't
Kings
know.
match?
This is something as the host you should know and give the people. You
Dude,
should have
this is
this
a
information.
complicated year with the tie breaks. Just so we know.
Well,
Just so we know. I
well,
think he beat
what about
him.
that guy that the owner of the Kings that likes to tell us every playoff scenario for every league?
He didn't
Has
do
he
it.
not? He didn't do that.
He beat the Wampus Cats. So the Kings necessarily do not have to win this game to
Okay.
make the playoffs.
All right.
Now, if the Kings win and the Mega Powers lose, the Kings are the division, more
Oh,
than likely. So it's very interesting.
all
This
right.
is another pretty hefty bye week game. Um, the Zimper one has predicted that the Kings get the win and reverse the Dunbar curse on the Midnight Riders because the Midnight Riders were 3-0 if the season began, sweeping the Crumbum Dunbarians. And since then, if they would lose this game, that would mean they would have gone 2-9 since then.
Wow. Wow.
Conveniently enough, after the Renegades, the fourth member of the Dunbar faction, beat them in week four.
Oh, cool. What did Zen Masters have to say about this matchup?
I just said it.
I did not hear it.
I
Sorry.
just did a whole thing. The Kings win.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Looking at this matchup, the Midnight Riders won earlier in the year by 50 points. Um, let's stick with we were talking about him a little bit earlier. How about Baker Mayfield going against the Raiders? He's averaging 21 points a game, but he is only projected to score 18 this week. Do you see him going
That feels
over?
low, right?
It
But the
does.
Raiders defense just handled Mahomes pretty well.
Yeah,
But
I
what is
mean, but
Mahomes
this,
now?
yeah, Mahomes is not having the greatest year.
What did he have versus the Raiders? He had exactly 18 or 17.64
Yeah. So
over.
I'm gonna go over also. For the Kanawha County Kings, I see that they only have one quarterback playing this week. So that's not
Lamar's on
ideal.
bye. This is another team that is hit very hard by the bye weeks. There's a few
This is
teams, probably 3 or 4 teams that are hit very hard by the bye weeks this week.
this is not ideal. Let's go with Josh Jacobs going against the Lions tonight. He is projected to score 17, and he's been averaging 17. The Lions are beat up pretty bad on their front seven, so I'm gonna go over. Do you think he does it also?
I'm going to go over because the quote of him saying, I will do whatever is needed. I will carry the ball as many times as is needed. So let me go over for Josh Jacobs. It's so high, though. 17. It is what he
Yeah,
averages. And it's hard seeing Detroit because they were such big run stoppers.
yeah. No DJ Reader
But
tonight.
the banged upness is
Yeah,
tough.
no Josh Pascal. There's a lot of the
And I have a
D line's
feeling,
out.
no Jair Alexander for the Packers. I have a feeling this can shoot out, in
Their
which
top
case,
three of four linebackers are out, so
yeah,
that's
let me go over.
huge.
That feels
All
so
right,
chalky and dumb, though.
yeah.
Okay, I'll
I'm
go
actually
over.
I'm actually going to take the Midnight Riders this week. I think they're going to
Hmm.
show one last fight as a champion, and they're going to show that this year was just a fluke, and they're going to try to hurt the Kings' chances into the playoffs.
Oh man, I wish the Kings had Lamar. I know they do too. It's not just Lamar though for them. It's also Brian Robinson. It's also Terry McLaurin. Like it's a lot for the Kings, and I know there's some defensive players as well. Um, yeah, let me go Midnight Riders. Getting the win. It is tough. All right. Next, why did I have this game after this one? But whatever. Okay. Let's go to Elkview. I would have swore I thought I had the Kings and Midnight Riders as the sub main event because of the playoff implications. But this to me is the surprise team of the KDFL season. It is the Wake Forest Lumberjacks at 7-6.
Oh, thought you were going to say the River Rats.
Yes, the River Rats. Possibly the Wake Forest Lumberjacks are, by the time this comes out, they could be at 8-5 if that stat correction goes their way. Although I'm not going to jinx it. It hasn't happened this year, maybe once. Like it's been a lot of stat correction watches. It hasn't happened.
Yeah, it hasn't. It really
Yeah,
hasn't.
it has. So the Zimper one picked. He says the Lumberjacks. No one is stopping this team's momentum. You better put in Tasting W's though and Jameis Winston, and you can see the Lumberjacks have indeed done that. They are 30-point favorites in this game. They are dodging the Jaden Daniels bullet. Um, Detroit, what say you on this?
Yeah, for the Lumberjacks, we had a really close game at week one. He won by 6 points.
Yes.
Um, I would say for the looking at his matchups, let's go Derek Mid Carr. He's been averaging
We're
17.
doing it, aren't we? That's what the damn trophy's going to be, isn't it?
It's yes, because I mean it's mid. You're the mid because you're just the best of all the
There's
losers.
ways you can
So
do a lot with this. You can bring the
yeah.
card jersey to the draft. Person making the pick has
Oh,
to wear it.
I mean,
The person making the pick may or may not should have to wear eyeliner when they make the pick. I
I
mean, there's
love it.
ways.
Okay, first
There's
of all,
there's
let's talk
countless
about
things we
this.
could do with this.
Let's talk about this because it's a
I'm staying out of this argument.
big thing in discourse. We are not 12-year-old boys anymore, guys. Let's grow up a little bit.
I'm not in this debate.
Jeez, I'm all
I
right. I'm
wanted to
not.
win the thing. I won the thing.
I
Okay.
refuse to even call it by its name, and I guarantee you, if I ever win it, I am destroying it. I will destroy it. Anyways, um,
I didn't know it was
yeah,
$7.
yeah. So, are we going with Mr. Midcar? Going over 16 points this week.
I'm gonna say no. The Saints are essentially done. Like season's over. They lost their eighth game. And I don't mean it's almost like I don't think they're gonna have to in this game. Like I feel like this game ends like 12-3 or
I
some
was gonna say
nonsense.
like the Michigan Ohio State game. I
Like
was
it's
gonna say
not this isn't honestly it's
13 to
not even a
10.
knock on it's not even a knock on Carr. Like I just don't
Yeah,
like he has no one to throw to. Taysom's gone now. MVS is like his MVS and Jawan Johnson are his
yeah.
like best targets.
I think I'm
You're
gonna.
just gonna dump it off to Kamara. Maybe watch for Kendra Miller who comes back. We'll see if he does anything. I heard those reports. This isn't me mega power shielding. I saw the reports. Like, why would you run Kamara into the ground now
Yeah,
if you're setting him up for next year and you need him?
I
So
agree. I'm gonna
yeah,
go under on that. For my River Rats, let's go with Jalen Waddle. Hasn't really.
it's an
I mean,
interesting one.
that was a big talk, I believe, last week on the pod.
Yeah,
Uh, he followed up his 28-point performance with 11. It might have had something to do with playing at, or not Soldier Field, but Lambeau. Uh, but he is averaging only 10 points a game, but they're saying he's going to get 11. Do you see him going over with that at the Jets? I say yes.
I say yes. I don't like
Yeah.
the four targets coming off the big game.
Yeah, I just think that
But
game was just weird.
yeah,
They just,
well, but the Jets have been so easy to score on now.
yeah.
Yeah, I
I,
like Waddle this week
I,
reluctantly.
me too. I definitely am going to pick the OG of the KDFL podcast host, the Lumberjacks against the River Rats.
I'm picking the Lumberjacks, but I think it's going to be very close. Like if you gave me River Rats plus 30, I would take the plus 30.
It's going to be close if you gave me plus 30.
No, I'm saying like it's not going to be. It's going to be close. It's going to be like the last matchup.
All
I think it's going to be within 12 points.
right. Okay. All
Would
right.
be my prediction. Like I feel about the Mega Powers and Zen Masters. It's going to be closer than what these projections look like right now. Okay, next, if we strike gold again with the game of the week, it'll be an amazing year for KDFL football games. It is the Wampus Cats headed to Dogtown to take on the division champion Dogtown Dobermans at 9-4. Now, um, okay, I'll give you the Zen for one. He predicts a Wampus Cat win and they get a much needed victory, and the town riots out of joy, making it look like a hurricane came through Hurricane. We're predicting vandalism now in the streets of Hurricane.
Wow.
After a Wampus Cats win, after coming, they were essentially dead after the afternoon games last week, and they come back to keep their playoff hopes alive. This is
Yes.
where you
Oh,
talk.
okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought you were still going. My
I
bad.
mean, I did the right cadence to show I was done talking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know your cadence. My bad.
Well, it's 6 years in, damn it.
Are we in 6 years?
Yes.
Oh,
Damn, every
God.
time it was episode 6 point whatever.
You think I actually listened to what you
God,
say?
bless it.
All right. Let's go with AJ Brown going against Carolina. Carolina looked a lot better against the Chiefs. Um, they're actually playing decent ball right now.
They are.
They held with the Chiefs and the Bucks. Um, as for AJ Brown, he's averaging 16 points a game. They project 15. Do you see him reaching that in this game? I say no.
I say no. Under.
Don't don't agree with me. Jeez,
I say no. Yeah.
that's terrible podcasting.
I,
Uh,
I
let's
don't know. What did he do last week? I think he had a decent game versus. I just remember seeing him. Yeah. I remember seeing a lot of him on the screen, and then I remember thinking his points don't match what I saw. And they kind of didn't. 12 points.
No, it didn't.
I'm going to go over.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
Uh,
yo-yoing. Let me go over.
as for the Dobermans, let's look. Let's go with old Calvin Ridley. Uh, he, he had what was it, like a huge game at the beginning of the year. We thought, all right, this guy's probably turning around. And he's been kind of mid. He's averaging 12 points a game. He's projected to get 14. Can you see him doing that against his old team, the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Yes.
Okay.
Whatever. I don't
I
think he likes how it ended in Jacksonville. I don't like he likes how he was used in Jacksonville. I think Will Levis doesn't care and will chuck it. I worry about them not having to. I mean, this is another ugly. This is like the Saints and Giants. This is another ugly, ugly
yeah.
game. But I think this one, I watch me be reversed, like wrong. I think this one
Right.
has the more propensity to shoot out. Propensity. Woohoo.
Ooh.
To shoot out. So yes, give me the over on Calvin Ridley doing that.
All right. As for this game, the Wampus Cats are 5-point favorite. I'm actually gonna go with the Dobermans in this one. I look for Josh Allen to have a huge game against the Rams, and I think Joe Burrow is going to do Joe Burrow things against the Cowboys. and the Bengals can't stop anybody, so he'll have to keep throwing. So with that, I think the Dobermans win a close one.
I do not know what's going to happen in this game. Like, I am seriously so lost right now. We're in week 14, and we have Marquez Valdez Scantling out there in the lab because of bye weeks, because of all these problems right now. I mean, Herbert has not looked great as of late because he hasn't had to push it. What did he do last time versus Kansas City? I remember they almost won the game. He scored 12, but that offense was different then. They've since started throwing the ball way, way more. So I don't really hold that against Herbert. Um, I like Mac Jones getting Brian Thomas. And when in doubt, I'm going with the quarterback matchup. It's Josh Allen. It's Joe Burrow. Um, Let me get the Durbans to win. Now, interesting caveat for the Mega Powers. This is going to be a snip, snap game for me because this is how it works. If I am looking in good shape versus the Zen Masters, I badly want the Wampus Cats to beat the Durbans. That gives you a second round bye or a first round bye. Sorry, I'm the 2 seed. Okay? Because we both be 9-5 head to head, yada yada.
All
If the Durbans or if the Zen Masters look like they're going to beat me, I badly need the Durbans to beat the Wampus Cats because that's another scenario where I could be out. So it's very like there's a lot happening. There's a lot of scenarios going on this weekend as it's the final week of the regular season. So that's the picks. That's the beautiful analysis you've come to expect from these experts here at the KDFL Dynasty Podcast. Let's stop sharing and bring it back to us here. All right, Detroit. 1 week left. 3 more
Yeah,
episodes after this, right? No, four
yeah,
more episodes after this.
yeah, something
Round
like
one
that.
recap. Round two, round three. No, just 3 more episodes after this. Okay.
All right. For my picks this week, I'm
No,
taking.
there's four.
Okay, stop interrupting me.
I don't know how many weeks are left.
I don't either.
Hold on. Next
Uh,
week we'll go. We'll predict week one. Then we'll give the results of week one. Then the results of week two. Then the results of week three. There's 4 more episodes left. Good Lord.
oh my gosh.
I'm
I'm
tired,
sorry.
man. It's been a long season.
Yeah, it's almost game time for the Lions, so I need to
It
get off of
is.
here.
I don't know
So,
how we started in Thursday morning. Now it's almost game time, but hell, it's an hour podcast.
anyways,
That
I
cloud's that
I
cloud's a son of a
love,
gun out there. It's been there so long.
I love that we run with this every week like this.
I mean, we run with the truth.
Anyways, I like Arizona -2.5 versus the
Oh shit.
Seahawks.
Yeah, we gotta pick these games.
Language, sir. This is a family
Sorry.
podcast. And I'll take the Bills and Rams over 48.5. And to all those out there fighting for your playoff spots, good luck to you. Those like myself who haven't seen the playoffs in a while, hey, the future's looking bright, people. You'll
Future's
be
looking
there
bright,
soon. You'll be there soon.
and
So
you
good
have
luck.
the. Go ahead.
Good
Stop
luck
your.
to you all. And Brett, you suck.
You have your biggest loser, Derek Carr,
Yes.
Golden, whatever.
Yes. Oh, I forgot to tell you, everybody.
Tournament.
Today's podcast has been brought to you by Members Mark Vita Zero. Make sure you get yours at Sam's Club. Good stuff.
All right, and for the Zimple one, he is taking New Orleans -5 in the New York Giant game. And his over-under, he is going to go over 49.5 in the Cincy and Dallas game. And for his quote, I have here to accept some truth or to accept some idea of truth without experiencing it is like a painting of a cake on paper, which you cannot eat. That was
That was awful.
not great. Let's go. Let's go to well again here. Let's go to well. The resistance to the unpleasant situation is the root of suffering. I don't even know what that means. The hell does that mean? The resistance to the unpleasant situation is the root of suffering. That's Ram Dass. Look it up. Ramdass. Doesn't know what he's talking
I thought
about.
that was Matthew Smith.
Well, he draws inspiration during his
Oh,
meditations. All right, as far as my picks, I'm
all
going Kansas City -4 against the Chargers, locking in that line now because I don't think McConkey is going to play. And it was a close one the first time, so we're doing a woof thing. And then I think the Niners need to get right, and their offense has been struggling. It was a snowy game, so and they're going to get Chicago, and their offenses look better. So give me the Niners and Bears over 44 in that one. All right, that's it for
Wait,
week 13.
can I give an inspirational quote?
Please do. Mine were terrible.
Whatever you do, always give 100%, people, unless you're donating blood.
That sounds like a Yogi Berra.
That's Bill Murray.
Was it? All right. We'll be so next week we're gonna have our playoffs will be set, and we'll see
Yep.
who is in and who is out. We'll have the constellation tournament. You guys got me so jacked up with what to call this stupid thing now.
Woo.
But anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. So for the Zenful Matt Smith, for Jonathan Detroit Haynes, I'm Brett Steele, and we will see you here next week right here on the KDFL Dynasty Football